Hi guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Mide's Insights. My name is Mide. Please, let me just too small before I start, doing talk. You see this my hair. A lot of people have, different comments. Yay, he has done colored hair. He's a bad boy. Please, you see this hair. I'll carry it for the longest time. So please get ready for it. You can see me tomorrow. I'll come in purple. I'll come in red. I'll come in pink. Different shapes and sizes. It's my look. Thank you very much. Welcome back, guys. So I have, a very, as much as it is a very interesting topic to talk about, and I feel like a lot of people have said, their different, they've shared their different opinions about what it is. So I thought about bringing it today and also, having guests with me to actually help me dissect this. So I have Michael with me. You cannot clap. What is that? Alright, introduce yourself.
My name is Michael. My Instagram handle is OBL_01.
She they say she come and say yourself.
Wait, now let's tell myself. You don't know whether I'll meet somebody though. Then I'm into events and basically every other thing.
Thank you very much. So on the other side, I have Florence with me. Florence is looking very shinish today. Florence with the sauce.
Yes.
Hi, Florence.
Hi. My name is Florence. I do photography. I have a platform for teenage girls, vintage hair. I'm an advocate for children generally. As well.
Thank you guys for actually making it here. I know it means a lot for you to actually spare your small time for me to come and do my talk thing. So let's get into the business of today actually. So I want us to talk about rape and children molestation generally. Right, so I'll be asking you guys, just to get different angles of what you feel rape is all about and children molestation is all about. So I want to start by asking Florence first, because I know when it comes to rape, women are always, in most cases, women are always, at the receiving end. The reason why I'm having this conversation is not to do what every other person has been doing, but I want to look at rape from another angle, which is the angle of people not actually focusing on the fact that, it is not just that are in that range of being a victim of rape, where as much as women are more of the victim, there are actually more of men actually that are being raped on a daily basis. So I want to ask you now, to you, what does rape mean?
Thank you. Rape is a forceful sexual act, like forcing into sex on someone, whether the same sex or the opposite sex.
Well, I'm glad you said something about same sex, because during my research, I got to actually realize that the rape cases that have been recorded, that are more of females, his brother did this one, his brother that one, this one raped this one, they raped that. People do not actually focus on the fact that there is actually a rape that happens within the same sex as well. And there is also another form of rape. There is also pedophile and all other forms of rape. It could come in any way at all. So I'm glad you actually captured everything in that one level. To ask you now, Michael, do you also believe that I don't want to go into that now. So I want to ask you, there is rape and there is also abuse, there is also molestation and all of that, stuff like that. So I want to ask you, what does rape means to you, and do you feel like men are also in that category of being a rape victim, as opposed to how the society makes rape be?
Yeah, well, for me, what is rape? Rape is when someone is having sexual intercourse with somebody else without the person's consent. Now, it could be anybody, it could be from any angle or whatever, as long as there is no consent. And first of all, in Nigeria, our consent age is 18. So if you're having sex with someone that is below 18, first of all, that is rape. Irrespective of anything, that is rape. Then if the person's consent is not there, then it just goes a long way. Then yes, it happens to the male gender also. And I think it's even more, but it's not just talked about. Yeah.
So Florence, I want to ask, because I know you have a platform that actually empowers young children. You're an advocate for young children as well. You are also part of the BTG F platform as well, and I know what you're doing there, which is totally amazing. And I'm sure you must have gotten a lot of stories on people being a victim of rape and all of that. So I want to ask you, without actually, because I know rape victims are actually not cool with talking about their experiences. So I want to ask you, without actually not pinning on a particular person, overall, how has it been like for you? You know, hearing stories here and there of people being a victim of rape and all that.
Okay, let me not talk about others, because let me talk about myself. Like, I was a victim of rape when I was a teenager. It happened to me, and it's really something that is very, very terrible. Even till now, sometimes when I think of it, and then I just want to cry. It's like at a point, I hated the opposite sex. Like, I really hate them. I don't want to have anything to do with them. It keeps coming over and over again. Like, I could not even voice out for a very long time. Nobody knew what exactly happened to me, but as time goes on, I had to like just pick myself up and then come out of it. But rape is a very, very it just destroy you, like psychologically, emotionally. You cannot even associate with people, and
you basically get irritated,
yes,
by the person or the gender that raped you. You understand? It's something that for her now, like a guy, when you see these people around you, even just a mere touch just reminds you of this whole thing, and you don't want to go back that link. You understand? So it leaves a lot of psychological wound.
Okay. So what you said now, it really got me, because I know talking about rape, it's not actually a lot of people that are free to talk about being a victim of it. I won't say I've been raped before, but I've been assaulted. That's the right word. Where people would basically do certain things to you in certain ways. And I feel like the act of rape does not actually start from the act itself, where there is a penetration. It starts from the little things that we actually do not pay attention to. Like, I am, kilo shade, you just say, I read there, like the reverse to say, and all of that. It starts from those little things that we don't pay attention to. If you have an uncle that is always touching your girl's ass, and he's always like, I read there, and pushing you there and all of that, I'm sure the translation is going on in the screen right now because of people who do not understand Yoruba. It actually starts from there, where they act, they've been building that mindset of actually wanting to carry out that act. That act itself is just like 1% out of 99%, of the actual thing that actually triggers that. So I want to ask you now, Florence, because I know you've been a victim as well, but I want us to focus more on male and children rape. Do you understand my point? So I was talking to a friend of mine, and he told me about his incident of being raped, and even up until now, I think he's about 35 years old now. Because most of them, I'm not 35 yet, because so that you not say, because I said I have 35-year-old, you're looking at me like one old man. I'm not old yet. So I want to ask you now. He said he was raped at a very young age, at a stage where he barely even have any pubic hair, on his private part, and up until now, the experiences, it still comes back to him, of what happened on that very fateful. And even right now, when he's making love to anyone, the memory is still there. But I know you worked on different platforms, so I want to ask you, what ways, and being a victim of it, what way or ways do you suggest that people actually get to go through this, the best way possible?
The best thing is just to talk to someone. Talk to someone that is much more mature than you, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, and all those talk to someone. It will help, though it might not be immediately, but gradually. The moment you talk to someone, you will just see that person might just have the same experience as you, and then you just find out, okay, no be only me, no be for my head start. But it's actually a painful thing. But
so Michael, I want to ask you, because you are a guy, I don't know if you've ever been assaulted, and I don't know if you are comfortable actually sharing that story with us watching, because the major purpose of us having this discussion is to actually look at rape from another angle. Do you think being a rape victim actually means that you have to be a guy before you can be a rape victim?
Yeah.
You know that it's actually possible for a woman to actually be a victim. So in your own opinion, what do what do you think about male rape generally?
Okay, so I'm going to go back memory lane. Not me, Shao. Yes, but I had my cousin. She was in an all-girls school in Port Harcourt, Abloma, and she would tell me how they would lure these hawkers, guys, into their school, and when the guy is inside, they'll just like lock the gate or lock whatever, the dormitory, and have their way with him, right? Now, a lot of people will not see it as anything, but that's actually because not one girl, not two, not three, sometimes up to 5 girls and just one boy. Do you understand? So this happened, and you're like, are you kidding me? Don't the teachers know? Can't the boy report to anybody? But no. Then, personally, growing up, I grew up in an all-boys house, right? And I'm the last child. My brothers all were in government schools, and I was the only one in a private school, right? So the driver will come and pick me up by, let's say, 2. My brothers are coming back by 4. They are coming to pick me by 2. When I get back home, I'm the only one in the house. The stewards and every other person at home, you know. And I just had this neighbor that would always come to the house and just chip in. Oh, you're back. Oh, fine boy, my
That's
girl.
actually where it started from.
Yeah. Then he'll give me some kind of biscuits or whatever, and we're just playing, and he begins to touch me. Now, I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea. But now I know what he was doing. Do you understand? And yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot.
So I'm glad from the angle of what you said, because I know a story is going on right now. A child has already been traumatized from the horrible experience that he's been going through for only God knows how long. And nobody is even, you don't want to put that boy in that space where he's going to have to start talking for himself, because you can imagine putting hand and feet inside a person's anus. That memory stays with them forever. Rape doesn't actually end, after he or she has done whatever it is that they've done, and everybody has gone their own separate ways. The memory of what happens, whether it is rape or an assault, it stays in their head forever. So, and they are calling this boy for questioning. For a boy like that, already is being traumatized already. What I feel should have been done is to actually, maybe call a counselor or something like that, seek medical help for such a child, rather than having to put him on that. I don't know if any of you have a contrary opinion to what I just said. So I just want to hear your opinion on that, because I'm sure, majority of people, because Twitter was going on fire because of that story. So I want to ask you, do you think that was the best approach to that incident? I want to start with you, Florence.
Yes, I think talking to a counselor was the best. Exposing the boy, the whole world is going to know, okay, yes, this is the boy, and they will elongate the issue from, okay, this is it, and then they start spreading it, and this boy do, and this boy do, and then asking him questions. He might even get confused, and he will not even know. They will be like, maybe he's even lying, because he doesn't even know what he wants to say. He will say this one, say that one, but it's from his experience, but they might not understand how the boy is actually feeling. So I think talking to a counselor is the best, because counselors have different experience. They've met with different people who have experienced such. So meeting a counselor would be the best option.
You're in an all-boys school, right? So I want to ask you, do things like this even happen?
Yeah, it does. Okay. It does. It happens a lot. But now, first of all, what you need to know is that Nigeria, we are highly, what's that word? Masculine in nature, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Our masculinity is very high, right? So in this kind of case, they are like, man up. Why? What is it? Do you understand?
So expectations are quite high.
If it was a girl that happened to, they will not take it to the minister.
Like 15 years would have stood up.
Oh my God! Everybody would have been like everywhere and everywhere, but in Nigeria, we don't believe that.
Okay, the truth is, even for me, there was a time, okay, a boy came to stay with me, 2 boys, they came to write exam in my school area. And then the other one was talking about his experience, how his ex-girlfriend raped him. And I was not like, it's a lie, I don't even believe, how will a girl rape you? At first, I like, did she overpower you? You have power more than Hannah, how will you? Okay, so then he told me, like, the way she would come, smoosh, like, give him lap dance, his body would just stand up and everything, and then he just do it. Okay, I was not like, okay, did you come? He said, he said yes. I said, if you come, she not rape you with that. But later, when I got to sit down and then think about it. He did not want to do it. She put him in their hearts. His body was now awake. She made him awake. So I got to know, okay, this is rape. And again, most guys want to talk about it because nobody will believe that.
Exactly, because there is actually a sort
Yes.
of way to,
Nobody.
there is a very high standard of what a man should be like in this our society, especially in Nigeria or Africa as a whole. You know, just like you are a man now. How we go talk say a woman tie you down, call rape you, you know, and things like this actually happens. But you know, people have not just.
And again, the thing is, you know, when it comes to a girl, most times the guys they force them. Like you have to force them. It's not until when you kiss her, you know, a guy, I might just touch you like this, and if you don't want to,
this is another form of taking advantage.
You might not want to be, but just the body go down with boy, girl. Even if you touch her, if she doesn't want, it means she doesn't want it. You have to force it. That's why most people always believe that no, a guy cannot be a rape victim, and most guys are always shy to talk about it.
Sorry, I want to say something, right? So I have a friend who told me about a rape case. This happened. His cousin raped him. A guy cousin. Now it's not like when I heard this story, I'm like That means that your cousin is like this is like. But now this is what I want to bring out, right? He went to his cousin's house. He went to visit after church, and the cousin was that this was force. Now, what Nigerians would interpret that as is gay, homosexuality, and what it was. So he's afraid to tell his story because anybody he tells, the first thing is like, maybe not because of the way he did, because he's calm, he's a calm person, and maybe not because of the way he did, and but Nigeria just needs to get to that point where we break out of this mentality that
actually
men
face the issue.
Exactly.
The fact that you are a man or a woman does not mean
Exactly.
you are not at the at the receiving end of being a victim of anything at all. You know, I feel like it's just about our orientation because the standard for being a man are so high. They are expecting you not to do this, not to do that. Shebi you be man, shebi you be man. And first of all, I feel like you are first human before you are a man.
Yeah.
So people just need to focus on this and know that rape actually does happen. I have someone that is really close to me that it wasn't rape, but he was being assaulted. But it was a traumatic experience for me. But and that's why I'm actually looking at rape from this angle of focusing more on the men. I feel like more NGOs should actually speak up. I know you are one of these people too. So you guys should do more in terms of speaking up to what exactly rape is all about, and not just brushing through it like, oh, now woman there, the rape woman, call this one, call that one, call this one, call that one. People need to do more with that. We are gradually rounding this up, so I want you guys to give your final word and also tell us what are the solutions to to things like when a man is being raped. What do you suggest that? Why did you just sign now? Give us advice.
So, but this is it's very hard because we're in a society where you are not believed, you are looked upon as that's not possible. I was talking with some people today and I talked about rape, and somebody was like, no, man, how did it happen? But it's very, very difficult for you to even talk about it and not be judged wrongly. Do you understand? So I think for me, where it should start from is from the home. Reorientate the home, the parents. From there, let them enter the school level, and it should just come up from there.
Well, sometimes, even the parents, they might not even believe. Persons like doesn't carry you with you. Why would you associate yourself with that kind of people?
Exactly.
Why would you associate?
Is it only you that
that's the main reason why most rape victims don't talk, because sometimes it might just be you going to visit your male friend, and from there, what is this one on your clothes? What's it there? Now, so the thing they start. You will not be able to tell somebody that okay, I went to visit him, but waiting carry you go there. They will not face the main issue. Now waiting carry you go there. Now that one they will talk. It's the rape victim they will still blame instead of blaming the person that did the act.
So thank you guys so much, for coming on this platform to actually shed more light on this. And I believe we didn't do as much justice as we should, but I'm glad. I'm sure someone watching out there knows that male rape is actually something that exists. I know a lot of, I've read a lot of story online that, even in prisons, where it's just all boys, all girls, a lot of this rape actually happens, but nobody is being there to actually record it. It's only, but there's really rape and silly father they will be picking up and down. So, rape does actually exist, and I'm sure it is a conversation that can never be exhausted. It's something we keep talking about, and yeah, that's just my own final word here before I leave. So just make sure, as much as we talk about rape as well, make sure you don't put yourself at that place where you are being, when you are being vulnerable to being a victim as well. Try and just, everyone help those who help themselves, help yourself as well. So yeah, that's my own parting word, and till I come your way again, I remain Mide Lanes. And if you want to follow any of these lovely people on the Sit With Me on the social media platform, if you want to reach out to them, they are very free to, to any form of collaboration, as long as it's not rape sharp. Okay, so Michael, what's your Instagram handle for people who want to reach out to you?
OBL_01.
Alright, what about you?
Flowway on Instagram and then Facebook, Florence Olubade.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Until I catch you on another exciting episode, stay safe.